What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Thrivent. Magic lose 126-115 in Denver. We got a little Six-Man Show Postgame Live after dark tonight. Our first late night show of the season, 11:30 Eastern here on the East Coast. Glad you're hanging out with us. Whether you're watching this live and you're a wacko who's up late after that, or whether you're watching this later, appreciate you being here. Also appreciate those of you who are watching live who navigated from the previous stream over to this one, because this guy right here totally messed everything up and deleted it and whatever. Had to start a new one, so that's why we're a little late tonight. But glad you're with us. Again, Magic fall in an interesting game. Obviously, we'll talk about the fact that the Magic were down a ton of guys. You go into this game with 9 dudes. Kept it interesting. Obviously, had a good lead in the first half. I think led by as many as 14, and then you trailed by 14 at the half. So that was quite the roller coaster ride there that second quarter. But the Magic kept keeping it interesting in the second half, and I will give them credit for that. Some guys really stepped up, especially in the second half. But not enough guys stepped up, obviously. You lose by double figures. Obviously, the Nuggets are one of the best teams in basketball. They're really good. But yeah, just not quite enough for the Magic tonight, especially shorthanded. Again, welcome to the Six-Man Show Post-Game Live. My name is Kevin. Glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Really, really appreciate you being here. This show is brought to you by Thrivent, specifically Marc.Abraham, who is a financial advisor with Thrivent, who is also a die-hard Orlando Magic fanatic and season ticket holder in Section 118 in Kia Center, and he just wants to help fellow Orlando Magic fans be wise with their money. And so whether you are looking for ways to invest, for ways to grow the money that you have, or maybe you're on the opposite end, maybe you're really struggling financially. Times are tough right now in 2025 as we turn the calendar to 2026, and maybe you're struggling with debt or how to make ends meet. Give Mark a call. He would love to talk you through maybe some options for you. Again, no matter what your financial situation is, you can call him at 407-366-4364. You can email him or check out his website down in the description below. Definitely appreciate Mark and Thrivent for sponsoring the show. And honestly, I'm serious when I say this. He's a great resource to have. So give him a call. Reach out to him. I know he'd love to talk to you. At the very least, talk about Orlando Magic basketball, but also talk finances and money. Big shout out to Mark. All right, folks, if you're new to the show, this show is all about you. You get involved in the chat. That's the best way to do this. We want to hear from you, want to hear your thoughts on this game, on the state of the team. These late night games are always interesting because we get to see who the real crazy Magic maniacs are that are out there. And those of you that are with us tonight, especially if you're an East Coaster, going to be up till, about midnight with this show, you're a crazy one. You're a real one. I'm so glad you're with us. But yeah, super chats are the best way to go. We read every super chat, and then we'll read several of the comments tonight as we go through it. So yeah, my thoughts really fast on this game. I think Paolo, for me, is probably the storyline. And it really was a tale of two halves for Paolo for me. Like the first half, I was quite disappointed with Paolo, especially, it's one thing to go up 14 in the first quarter, and a lot of other guys were doing stuff and led us to that. But in the second quarter, when the Magic fell apart, I was really kind of disappointed, obviously by the Magic's defense, which isn't a Paolo thing, but offensively, I wanted to see just a little more from Paolo, like putting it into runs himself, right? It didn't happen. Turn the page to the second half, and Paolo was really, really good in the second half. In fact, I pulled up, these are his first half numbers here. So Paolo in the first half, 8.7 boards, 2 assists, and was a -12. And he ends the night with 26 points, 16 boards, 8 assists, and -6. So a triple-double for Paolo. And that means he had 18 points. How many assists did he have in the first half? 2. So he had 18 points, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds in the second half. I'll take that. I'll take that from Paolo Banchero every day. Yeah, obviously, maybe you could obviously poke holes in the shooting percentages. That's fine. Obviously, goes 0 for 4 from 3. That's fine. You can poke holes in that. But on the whole, he really turned it around in the second half and was the reason the Magic were down 6 with a couple minutes to go or 1:40 to go or something like that. And so give him a lot of credit. The other storyline is Wendell. Wendell was outrageous tonight. Goes 4 of 7 from 3. 26 points for him, 9 boards, 2 blocks. I thought did a good job defensively on Jokic and on other guys as he got switched on to him. But of course, a triple-double for Jokic, which is just wild. The dude is just a walking trip dub. But Wendell was good. AB was good. The hard part, I'll also add Jet. Jet was good. Played just basically 29 minutes. Was efficient. I definitely wish he got more shots off. He was feeling it tonight. But yeah, the other thing that if I'm talking about positive storylines, now we flip to the negative ones. For me, it's got to be Desmond, right? Like, man, you're shorthanded. You need your key guys to step up, and Desmond was abysmal tonight. 6 points for him, 0 of 5 from 3. Does have 8 assists, so I give him credit for that. But he's a minus 15, second worst on the team behind Tyus Jones, who was minus 20. Yeah, you got to get more from Desmond on a night like this. And if you do, I think you have a really good chance to win this game. Again, it was a 2-possession game late in the fourth quarter here, and so all it takes is a couple more buckets from Desmond, and this could have been very different. But anyway, those are my thoughts. At the end of the day, it's a good effort. I came into this game not expecting anything at all. Like, I fully expected a solid double-digit blowout, and in the end, it is a double-digit loss. But I certainly did not expect us to have a 14-point first-half lead, nor be within 2 possessions late in this game. So I give the Magic a lot of credit. This is a tough place to play, obviously, a mile high, a tough team to play against, and you're super short-handed. So I'll give them some credit for that, but I'm not really in the moral victory business these days, nor should the Magic. So anyway, all right, let's go to the chat. We'll hit some of these tonight. Obviously, I know it's a late night for most of us, so we'll keep this a little bit short and sweet tonight, but we'll see what you guys feel tonight. Kevin says, Powell played great. Yeah, again, I didn't love the first half, but you cannot complain about the second half. Again, maybe some of the shot selection, I think you should have gone to the foul line a few more times. If you want to nitpick, that's fine, whatever. But man, the second half, totally different than the first half. Appreciate that. Jake Curve says, man, we fought. Yeah, we really did. You got to give them credit. The Magic very well could have folded midway through the fourth quarter when we're down. Well, they got it within, I want to say 12 or something like that. They went on a run early in the fourth, got it down to that. Then the Nuggets blew it back open to 16, 17, 18, whatever it was. I don't remember. And the Magic cut back into it again late in the game. And they could have easily folded before that and said, whatever, it's not our night. But they kept fighting, and I'll obviously always give them credit for that. Let's see. Kevin says Powell led every comeback. Yeah, tonight. Wolf Perry says another L. Yep, it is another L, which isn't great. But again, look at who we're missing tonight. No Franz, no Jalen, no Mo, no Jonathan Isaac, no Tristan da Silva. That is 5 of your top 9 play. I mean, Jonathan Isaac, obviously, maybe not. He's probably top 9, I guess. Yeah, but if you take away Jonathan Isaac, that's 5 of your top probably 7 players out. 4 of your top 7, I should say, without Jonathan Isaac. So, yeah, it's tough. That's tough. Matthew Garfinkel says, rest in peace to my 3 comments that will never be read because I'm too lazy to retype them. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry I lost your comments. That's on me. That is totally on me. The backstory, what really happened is I scheduled tonight's show for last night. I don't know if you guys noticed that. The date was yesterday. Silly me. I scheduled it yesterday and forgot to change the date to today. And so when I went to get on here and press go live, it wasn't there. And I was like, why can't I go live? And it was like, because you scheduled it yesterday. And then anyway, I tried to edit it and instead I deleted it. So here we are. But hey, I'm glad you found your way over here, Matthew Garfinkel. Appreciate you being here. Tim Cook says, I just really hope we're getting our injuries out early so we can be fully healthy later in the season. We win games like tonight if our team isn't decimated. Yeah, man, I've had that thought so many times. Like, if we're going to have a bunch of injuries, let's have them now. But by golly, this better earn us injury-free basketball in the second half of the season. If we have to have this many injuries in the first half, we deserve injury-free in the second half. But we'll see. I hope that's the way it goes. Kevin says, Wendell has been absolutely amazing this season at every level. Yeah, he has been very good. Obviously, the thing that we can point to the most is his three-point shooting. He has become extraordinarily reliable from deep. right now, which is awesome. Seth Berry agrees, says Wendell's been on a legit tear. I love it. Yeah, 100%. LGF says Jace, Jet, and Noah deserve more minutes. Yeah, I think on a night like tonight, especially with the guys out, I mean, Jet played almost 29 minutes. I don't feel, it didn't feel like he played that many to me. I agree. Like watching, I felt like maybe I should have put it this way. He was out there for 29 minutes, but like I said earlier, I wanted more shots from him, right? He was clearly feeling it tonight. 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. I would love to see him get up more shots, especially in some of those cold stretches. Jace, it's no secret. I think everybody and their mom want Jace to get more minutes than Tyus. The Noah Penda thing, I go back and forth with that, right? On a night like tonight, maybe you could get more minutes, but when the team is healthy, even not fully healthy, I'm talking like you add Jonathan Isaac and Tristan Da Silva in there, I have a hard time seeing Noah Penda playing through that. I know some people are super high on him, and I'm high on him long term. I think he can be a very good asset on a very good team down the road, but right now he might just be a little too raw for me. I love his defense. I love his IQ. The offense, we'll see. The athleticism, we'll see. But on a night like tonight, yeah, he could have gotten more minutes for sure, I think. I definitely think that. Ricotta says injuries suck. 100%. 100%. Kanblaya says, is this not Paolo's first triple-double? I think it's his first triple-double of the season, but no, he's had triple-doubles in his career, yeah. I think this is his first of the season, though. I don't remember one this season. Saints and Magic fan says, Bane didn't show up tonight. Yeah, facts. We were talking about it earlier. I mean, if Bane gives us like 40% of a good performance tonight, I think this is a down-to-the-wire game. Instead, we got like a 2% performance. Like, it was really bad. Really, really poor from him. Again, he does have 8 assists. That's impressive. You can't totally ignore that. Did have a couple blocks, which is fun. But yeah, 6 points on 3 of 12 shooting and 0 of 5 from 3. You just can't have that. Just can't have that. That stinks. Caius says, I'm tired of Tyus minutes, guys. He let Murray get 20 in one quarter. Yeah, that was rough. Ugh. That was really rough. That wasn't 100% on Tyus, but it did feel like some of that was definitely on Tyus. I think that's fair. And yeah, he was a team low minus 20 in 19 minutes. Good gosh. That's crazy. Had 4 assists. Did knock down the 3. Goes 1 of 2 from 3, but yeah, it's rough. Rough. Kevin says, Noah is a monster rebounder, not going to lie. He needs J.I.'s minutes. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, this whole J.I. thing, but Jory B says Jones was a huge part of the defensive breakdowns. Yeah. Definitely true. Jalen Lawson says, there's a lot to take away, but ultimately you can't let a team score 30 in 5 minutes. Truer words have never been spoken. Yeah, that was tough. Tough to watch, that stretch. Yikes. And then Tim Cook says, Jace is so fun. That steal and dunk was gas. Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Now, there were several fun moments in this game, right? There's that moment. There was the Goga fast break. That was fun. The it wasn't a full fast break. It was a half-court fast break. That was kind of fun. The Goga block to Jace 3 was fun. Yeah, there were some good moments tonight. Some fun highlights, but ultimately, obviously, you want to get a win. But, all right, we looked at it a little bit earlier, but let's just go back to the box score and walk through it and see what kind of nuggets Oh, that was a totally unintended pun. I can't believe I just did that. I was going to say what kind of nuggets we can get from it, but whatever. That's terrible. All right, Desmond Bain, we've talked about him already. Just 6 points, 0 of 5 from 3, neither of which are good enough for a guy you're not just, forget the money. The money's part of it, but he's a guy you should rely on a night like tonight where you're missing so many guys, and so really would love to see him do better. Paolo, we've talked about him, but a triple-double for him, 26, 16, and 10 with a steal and only 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers in 39 minutes. from Paolo. I will absolutely take that every night, every single night. Yeah, you'd like him to hit some more free throws. Yeah, you'd like him to knock down a three. Yeah, you'd like him to play better in that second quarter that we just talked about. Again, obviously, it's not his fault. Solely his fault that the defense was what it was in the second quarter, but I kept wanting him to respond offensively in that second quarter. It didn't happen. But outside of that, I'm nitpicking at this point because on the whole, I mean, you'll never complain about a 26, 16, and 10 with 2 turnovers performance from Paolo. Again, that second half was great. Speaking of great, Wendell just continues to be on a tear, 26 and 9 for him with 2 blocks. Anthony Black, 22 for him with 2 boards and 3 assists and 2 steals. Oh, here it goes. And 2 of 6 from 3. Tyus does get the start tonight. That was obviously a big question mark coming into this one with no Tristan, in addition to no Jalen and no Franz, who was going to start. Jamal Mosley goes with Tyus and AB and Desmond Bane as kind of that backcourt trio. He ends up with 5 points and 4 assists. I'm going to take a timeout from our box score before we get to the bench because we just got a super chat from Jalen Lawson who says, ESPN hyper-glazed Wemby's 15. They better mention 5. Is that what Wemby did tonight? Did he have 15? They're not going to mention Paolo. Come on. You know how it goes. Oh, man. All right, Jet Howard, we talked about him a second ago, but 12 and 5 for him with 2 assists and a steal. He goes 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, and 4 of 4 from the line. Again, I would have loved to see him take more shots. Goga, 6 points, 4 boards, assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks in 19 minutes. I was pretty happy with Goga tonight. I thought Goga played well. Goga played some good defense. I remember one of his fouls was pretty bad, but I didn't hate Goga. Wait, let's see. Goga was minus 18, so he was the team's second worst plus minus, which is interesting. But I think he was in the game for a chunk of, if not all of that big run in the second quarter. And then Noah tonight, 3 points for him. Gets a bucket, 3-pointer. That's what it was. That's right. And 5 boards. Good for him. All right, and then Jace plays 19 minutes tonight. Gets 9 points, 1 board, 2 assists, and a steal in, again, 19 minutes for him. The Magic shoot 33% from 3. And then you leave 8 points at the free throw line. Don't love that in an 11-point game. 18 of 26, 69%. That is not nice. Magic, let's see, 50 boards to Denver's 49, 30 assists to Denver's 31, 9 steals to Denver's 7, 9 turnovers to Denver's 13. Wow, shout out the Magic for only turning the ball over 9 times. Let's look at these team stats. The Magic win the first and fourth quarters. They tie the third, and so literally the game was lost in that second quarter where you were outscored 43-22. The Nuggets outscore you by 21 in that second quarter. Yikes. Magic gets 62 points in the paint, 27 fast break points, led by as many as 14, got 30 points from the bench, again, had only 9 turnovers. And how about that? They scored 23 points off of Denver's 13 turnovers. That is excellent. You love to see that. Man, the more I look at some of this, what are these shooting numbers again? 33% from 3, 47% from the field. Yeah, man, the Nuggets just kind of outshot you, percentage-wise. I mean, not volume, and that's more the difference than anything else. A lot of these other stats really lean in the Magic's favor. Again, especially 23 points off 13 turnovers. Love to see the Magic be able to pull that out, but the Nuggets were able to just shoot better. They shot more betterer than you. It's just facts. All right, let's look at some scores around the league. Very interesting night tonight in the NBA, especially in the Eastern Conference, where the Hornets beat the Hawks and Trae Young's return. Let me back up. I heard that he was going to play. Did he actually play? He did play. He played 20 minutes tonight. So the Hornets spoiled Trae Young's return. The Knicks came all the way back against the Pacers, which is not great for the standings. Pacers had a lead in that one, and then Jalen Brunson hit a big triple in the closing seconds to give the Knicks the lead. The Heat beat the Nets, no surprise there. Other Eastern Conference games of note, Raptors beat the Bucks. The Bucks are atrocious. Oh, wow. The Pelicans beat the Rockets in overtime. That's kind of crazy. And a big one here. Pistons fall to the Mavericks in overtime in Dallas. So that is a noteworthy one as well. The Knicks, I know they are chomping at the bit now. Yeah, they are 1.5 games back of the 1 seed. Magic now sit in the 6 seed, 6 games back of those Pistons. Just a half game out of the 4 seed and a game and a half out of the 3 seed. So still obviously right where we hope and expect the Magic to be as we get healthy and as we come back. But you're also now tied again with Miami and a half game up on the Cavs. Speaking of teams that are reeling, the Cavs have just fallen apart. They're 3-7 in their last 10, including a loss on, I don't remember if it was last night or no, it could have been the night before. Sometime this week, they lost to the Bulls in pretty ugly fashion. So some of that stuff is quite good for the Magic, obviously. You really want to try to be up here in that top 3 spot, which is where, we're hoping this team could be when healthy. But that's the way it is right now when we're not healthy. So it is what it is. I did want to really fast look at some of the upcoming games before we call it a night. We'll come back to the chat really fast in a moment, but really quickly before that, just looking ahead for this West Coast road trip. Obviously, Magic lost to Denver tonight. I'm going to move this so you guys can see it a little bit better. Play at Utah on Saturday. It's an even later tip. That's a 9:30 tip. That's a game you really feel like you got to win. I expect a bounce-back game from Desmond Bane. I think the Magic can do that. After seeing them tonight, I'm even more confident in that Utah game. Really, really feel like the Magic will come out and play well in that one. I hope so, at least. And the next week's interesting. Golden State has not been great this year. I know they've dealt with some injuries, obviously, namely to Steph. That's going to be interesting. And then Portland was a team that played you really well in Orlando, and obviously you needed a Desmond Bane game winner to beat them. But these are 3 winnable games. Now, it's tough. It's West Coast. There's travel. It's a back-to-back next week. But that's 3 very winnable games. Then you host Charlotte next Friday. Charlotte has gotten some wins lately, so they're not going to be necessarily easy. But on paper, that's a team you really should hopefully take care of. And hopefully by then, Jalen's back. But we'll see. All right, last couple thoughts from the chat here before we call it a night. Let's see. This is a response to Jalen Lawson, but Icarus Wrath says, I guess I can meet you there. I'm not selling my Paolo stock, but we need him to catch that rhythm now. Soft games ahead. Yeah, there's a real opportunity. You got these games coming up. You got that Denver game at home, which is tough, but then after that, so the Toronto game is important, obviously, and not easy. But then after that, you have several significantly easier opponents to end December and go into January. And then obviously, Magic go to Europe after that. So that'll be fun. And Jalen Lawson says, speaking of that, says 3-game win streak incoming. I hope so. I hope you are right about that. What I am right about is that is going to do it for tonight. Really appreciate those of you who are with us tonight. Again, late night Magic basketball is upon us for the next 6 days or so. Appreciate you being here. Magic back in action Saturday night, a 9:30 p.m. Eastern tip-off, again, in Utah. Got to get a win. Got to find a way to get a win. Thanks so much for being with us, guys. As always, very much appreciate it. And let's go Magic.